Hi everybody, Shannon and Karen with Wandering Out Yonder.
Today we want to talk to you about an event that Karen and I recently attended at the Appalachian Trail Museum. Now, this event was all based around the celebration of 75 years of thru hiking on the Appalachian Trail.
And this is part of the series of the Appalachian Trail Museum and the community that surrounds it.
And you're about to see why.
To commemorate and celebrate this day, the Appalachian Trail Museum dedicated and officially opened its first outdoor exhibit, which is the stone shelter that was built by Earl Shaffer. He was the first AT thru hiker. Now, the Darlington Shelter was located near Dean's Gap, and it was named the Darlington Shelter because it was located near the Darlington Trail, which is, by the way, if you don't know this, it was one of the first modern hiking trails in the state of Pennsylvania.
All right, so during the 1970s, they rerouted the AT. And after the reroute, the trail was no longer going by Earl Stone Shelter. They had built a new shelter on the reroute of the Appalachian Trail.
So it was decided by a very dedicated group of volunteers that the stone shelter needed to be preserved. And this was the beginning of the 2011-2012 rescue effort. So with a lot of planning and a lot of physical and mental work later, the stone shelter was taken down piece by piece and stone by stone down the mountain. Now, this group of volunteers had a vision of reconstructing Earl Shaffer's stone shelter, and the location was going to be at the Appalachian Trail Museum. So it was with great pleasure that this vision was realized on August 12, 2023. And the stone structure has become a part of history of the Appalachian Trail Museum.
Now, the museum is the home of 2 Earl Shaffer shelters. Now, during the dedication, which is soon here to follow, you'll hear Larry talk about the shelter that's inside of the museum. Now, that is Earl Shaffer's wooden shelter that came down off of Peters Mountain.
And now they have their first outdoor exhibit, which is Earl Shaffer's stone shelter, the Darlington Shelter.
We're about to share with you the progression, finished shelter, and the duct tape ribbon cutting ceremony that is done true hiker style.
You're also going to hear some dedication remarks by Larry Luxenberg, who is the visionary president and founder of the Appalachian Trail Museum.
And at the very end, you are going to hear a hiker's hike cheer, led by Matthew Norman, which most of you know as Odie.
All right, guys, so stick around to see history happen.
I'm Larry Luxenberg, president of the Appalachian Trail Museum, and it's my pleasure today to start on the dedication of the Darlington Shelter here. It's been a long project for us, over 10 years. This ceremony has brought back some memories to me. The inside shelter, the Earl Shaffer shelter, we've had it's the centerpiece of the museum since we opened in 2010. Some people from SATC, Karen Balaban, normally one of the ringleaders, Jeff Bueller over here. Jeff took me up on Peter Mountain to see that shelter and told me it'd be an easy project. So we had 40 people on an August day for the 50th anniversary of Earl's first through hike. So we had 40 people dedicate that shelter, do a ceremony, and then we hauled that shelter out log by log 3 miles to the road and eventually reconstructed that in the museum. I should have known better after that, but Jeff and Michelle Miller and Karen and some of the other people said, you know, there's this one other Shaffer shelter out there, and you really should preserve that for the museum. So this was in the winter, and they took me out on snowshoes. One of my snowshoes kept falling off. I thought I was gonna die on the way to this shelter. And then we see this shelter, and it was a total wreck, and you know, pretty remote where it was off the AT. So anyway, we planned this project. You know, as Larry said, it took 2 years to get that part of it done, and another 11 to finally get it done. But it's a great project. We want to do a real trail inauguration, dedication of the shelter. So what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody go up and surround the shelter, and then we're going to have Odie lead us in some hiker cheers to really properly dedicate this shelter. We're going to do it an AT way, and there's nobody better to do that than Odie.
So it is my great honor to be up here and representing the Appalachian Trail Museum as they are dedicating the shelter to all 31 trail clubs of the Appalachian Trail. Earl Shaffer built this shelter in 1957. As you'll know, he hiked it in 1948. And let this be a memory to you guys that when you do work on the trail, your work will outlast yourselves. So when you lay a stone for someone to walk over, you will be dead and gone, and that stone will still be a footpath. So let's give a huge hiker's hike as we dedicate the Earl Shaffer Shelter in honor of the 31 Appalachian Trail Clubs from the Appalachian Trail Museum. Hiker's hike on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hiker's hike!
Duct tape cutting.
So Shannon and I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who was a part of the Earl Shaffer
Relocation project.
Yes, we were thrilled to be a part of history. That was so exciting for us. We were thrilled to be a part of the joy that it was to see you guys have your vision come to fruition. It was fantastic.
Right, and congratulate you all on a project well done. And now this project is going to be shared with many generations to come.
Right, yep. So anyhow, guys, We thank you for joining us. We hope that you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you get a chance to get out to the Appalachian Trail Museum. Again, fantastic community that surrounds it. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
So this is the only place that you are going to find on the entire Appalachian Trail that they actually encourage you to feed the wildlife. This is the donation box outside of the AT Museum, and we encourage you to feed the bear.